I'm not satisfied with how we handle experience. It doesn't matter what sort. I think folks tend to agree some of the old styles seem a little outdated, so I'd like to talk about the most common sorts. I know when I've played 3.5, folks mostly counted encounters, about 13 fair encounters between each level, and maybe you would count an encounter more if it was a harder encounter. One issue with that was determining when an encounter was fair or too difficult or not difficult enough to grant XP. Additionally, it encourages speeding through the encounter to get through more if folks want to level faster, which doesn't seem very fun to me. It does an okay job of spacing out levels, but it doesn't strike me as particularly beneficial to the players or GM, which I think XP can be. It's also one of those systems that tends to assume everyone gets equal experience, which hinders the ability to use XP as a reward. Roleplay experience was often used to shore up that deficiency, but if it's the only way to get more XP than the party, it can feel disproportionately punitive, especially if arbitered by the GM. It can lead to hurt feelings. It also kind of encourages spotlight hogging and devalues more subtle forms of roleplay. Even at its best, roleplay experience might help the players, but it doesn't help the GM to be better. Then there's milestone experience. This is probably the most popular system right now. It's the least obtrusive system, and it doesn't particularly distract players, but it does require some kind of arbitration on the GM's part to decide those milestones, which might lead to railroading. The downside is that it does nothing to affect behavior. I think as a result, it's probably the perfect system for a group of perfect players and a perfect GM. Because of those problems, I used to use a method called Defend Yourself. At the end of the session, I'd have the players recount why what they did would have them gain experience. I liked the simplicity of the idea. People gain XP differently, and if they learn from their actions, that is what experience is meant to be. There are serious problems with that, though. It's kind of high pressure, and it wasn't uncommon for someone to say, I don't know. This could happen for a lot of reasons. Maybe the player had an off day or felt they didn't do something worth experience, but now I think it might be terrible that it was true, but having a format for that to occur within goes a long way to correcting it. And more often than not, other players would defend that player for them, which helps to build camaraderie. And drawing my attention to it meant I could correct it for the future. What was worth XP was arbitrary, though. I didn't have a system to evaluate these recountings by and kinda just felt it out. I think it went okay for me, but it isn't a system for others to use, and it doesn't give players a clear goal to aim for. The bigger problem was the timing. At the end of the session, it's often late. Someone might need to scoot to get to work, or be tired, or whatever it may be that makes everyone feel rushed. To fix these issues, I did a few big things to update that system. And this is what I've been doing for the past 6 months. 1. I renamed it. Defend Yourself is by nature adversarial and way too much pressure. It's recap experience. 2. I do it at the start of the session. This is huge. It means no one feels rushed, and it's not likely to take all too long from anyone trying to make sure no potential XP is unmet, because really, everyone just wants to get to the game. This also means folks have to take notes from the previous week, and we all remind each other of the story and clear up any misunderstandings. It also means folks find out if they level as a group, which means they'll level in each other's vicinity, which I think is more fun and reduces the risk of someone not being fully leveled or of me being surprised by what they've got going on. It also makes a great start while waiting for a late player or when folks are distracted by ordering pizza, picking their dice, or whatever they need to do to prepare. 3. I've got a checklist of things that give XP, and they're kinda a flat rate, which means folks can understand how to get more XP and encourage specific changes. The contents of this checklist are what I find valuable or obvious for my games. They may be very different for another group. There are 6 things. 1. You show up. You get 100 XP. I run with 4 or more players whenever possible, and part of the reason is that if one person is missing, it's easy enough to play without them. But I also have definitely had issues with people not scheduling things cleanly in the past, and to be honest, It was often the most XP-driven folk who might miss a session. 2. Combat. If you have some minor combat, you get 20 experience. If your combat is very involved, you get 20 more. Combat is the key thing that D&D characters are good at, and it should be a very common source of experience. 3. Socializing. If you have some minor dialogue or social interaction with an NPC or another player, you get 20 experience. If you go very in-depth and have deep socialization or intense dramatic negotiations or character work, you get another 20. I know not everyone likes social-heavy games, but I do, and I want more of that in my game. 4. Intellect and problem solving. Puzzles, riddles, and odd logistical problems are a big part of D&D. I give 20 XP for minor feats of tactics or puzzling, and another 20 for any epic feat or extensive strategy. 5. Personal struggles. I like it when players make their characters' lives more interesting, when they play to their flaws or have personal struggles. I want to reward that. This is worth 20 experience, and perhaps another 20 experience if a particularly intense bout of it. This is often the element that I have the most control over. If I played a one person's backstory for a long time, they may excel on this front, while another character falls behind. So I need to be careful to make sure things stay balanced. 6. Meta. Meta swings both ways. If someone is making the game worse with meta, I might consider docking 10 experience, though I really don't like to do that. More likely, if a player is thoughtfully using meta knowledge, I want to reward that. I have had serious problems with, I'm a loner, or my character wouldn't do that, when confronted with party startup or party conflict. When a player spins that, recognizing how it might affect the game and says instead, I'd like to do X so I can justify it this way, or works to make sure they have a solid reason to work with the group, I always want to reward that. I may offer multiples of this if it happens repeatedly, but it is the least common that I give out. Now, those numbers might seem a little bit weird, especially as you level. I actually use a simplified experience system. Basically, it's 1,000 experience per level that you currently are to the next one. 1,000 experience to second level, 2,000 more to third, 3,000 more to fourth, or 3,000 total to second, 6,000 total to fourth. The trick I do with this is that I calculate the experience that way first, then multiply it by the highest leveled party member to determine the amount given to a player. When I notice a big variance in a player's experience, that tells me that I need to point the spotlight more to their characters. This style of experience can make me a better GM, as well as encouraging good behaviors with players. I've been doing this method for about half a year now. It works, but it works best when the players recognize that whoever recapped first will have gotten most of it already, and just fill in the missing details or personally relevant bits. That's good stuff. We've definitely been reminded of details folks forgot, and hey, player retention of details, events, and general engagement increased. I'm pleased. Often, players don't particularly take turns and may interject over each other to clarify information, and that's fine. More than once, I've corrected my own notes when I misremembered something, especially about timelines. So, I'm pretty new to making videos. This might be a little bit of a learning curve for me, but if this is your kind of thing, please like, subscribe, elect to receive notifications. Hopefully there will be more to come your way. I'm thinking it'll probably be a lot of campaign diaries, but there'll be some of this sort of thing too that's a little bit more about what I'm trying to do in D&D and how to make the game better. If you try it, let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear from you.